Hey, folks, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 9 of Mostly Harmful, our Starfinder campaign. This is going to be I noticed my Twitch title is all old. Sorry, we'll update that when it hits YouTube. We are playing Paizo Starfinder. Last week, we had a successful assassination attempt
Two of
with
them.
some costs paid. We'll talk about that in a second with the recap. I just want to say hi, welcome. This is probably going to be a fun, high-energy episode I'm expecting, so enjoy.
Oh,
You have no idea what the hell's going on. Come hang out. All right, I'm going to let my lovely cast and Patrick introduce themselves, starting with me. My name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd. I am the GM for Starfinder and most of our campaigns, and I'm very happy to be here tonight.
My name's Justin. I play Seeker, the android technomancer, and might be somewhat responsible for Rye's death. But you know what? It's not all my fault. It's not. Everybody else left him too. So you know.
You were the one who could get me out.
I asked Miller. I gave him. We'll get into that later.
Hello, I'm Chris. I play Miller, and I'm just concerned that Dustin's happy.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to happen. Anyway, continue.
I've seen that
I'm
happen.
Michael. I play Zero, the android operative, and I too share Chris's concerns.
Cheers, brother.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play Dren, who's probably now the captain. Well, I'm just happy to be here otherwise.
All right, let's start.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I don't.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
we
trying
don't
to
have
figure
updated art.
which
I
GIF
used
wanna
to
use
play
on
Rai
Twitter.
Shorin, who was the captain. I guess he'll be
Now
captain.
he's kind of handsome.
He's not
Kinda missing his
quite
lower
as
half.
symmetrical.
He's no longer symmetrical.
At least he still has his better half.
I mean, left to right symmetry, yeah, but maybe not the other way.
Right.
You think all of his entrails fell out symmetrically?
Yeah, you think those bullet holes are perfectly paired?
Maybe.
I mean, there was enough of them.
Listening. I heard Patrick say something. Okay, we're good. All right. Let's move on. Before I go into the recap, do we have any announcements tonight that we would like to make?
I would like to announce I am no longer going to have my ears blown out 10 times an episode.
I don't think most people knew that was happening.
I don't think so.
No, they did.
What happened?
We just let you suffer in silence and enjoyed it
I
perversely.
was talking about in chat.
I have a personal
If
announcement.
you're an audio listener, you're going to have no idea. No idea. Watch on Twitch, you're good.
You need to be live to speak, Pat.
That's all right. Justin just cuts out all your non-audio friendly bullshit. So-
Chris, you have your hand raised.
Yeah. All right. I do want to apologize for last week. I nuked the hell out of my computer, and so I'm gonna do a test stream of this Friday. And if all goes accordingly, I'll do a makeup stream next Tuesday.
Nice. I get 2 Tuesdays or 2 every other Tuesdays off in a row. Nice. That doesn't sound right when I said it.
If all goes accordingly, Dustin.
Yeah, all right.
All right, now let's get into it. Let's get into
hand
it.
is
Wait.
raised.
I was about to say, Patrick, your hand is raised.
Yeah.
Next person.
What is this class?
I'm kidding. Go.
I was just gonna share a personal item that I
You're engaged?
recently. No.
I think, Justin, that clap was not to edit. That was.
Is that going through your
because it's
speakers?
funny.
No. Honey? I just thought I heard something. Love you.
Hi, Molly.
No, what I was gonna say was
You're
that
having a baby.
no. Also, no. What I was gonna say was that I passed my certification exam. Professional improvements. I never share anything.
That's
Good
not
job,
funny.
Patrick. I'm proud of you.
That's not
Thanks.
funny at all.
Wait,
No.
so Patrick, you lose one thing and you gain another.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Patrick.
Thank you. That's all.
All right. We will be having
Congratulations.
the after party tonight. I assume there'll be a ton to talk about, but also I'm going to be talking Gundam stuff because of video games. That'll happen at 10:30-ish tonight. Whenever this episode wraps up, we go into the after party for roughly a half hour, and we talk crap with the players and whomever can stay. Also, anyone in chat is welcome to join in the convo. We tend to be a little bit more engaging then. Until then, though, let's do a quick recap. For the past 3-ish sessions, the party has been planning and taking on their assassination plot of Oda Shen. They actually managed to pull it off a little earlier than I personally anticipated. There was 3 phases to the evening, the party, the soiree that they attended, and they managed to end Oda Shen during the second part, the dinner, through a subtle manipulation of, I think, 2 magical spells, some rat poison, and some special narcotics made for androids, known as tar. They were able to get enough poison into Oda Shen's system to have her almost immediately expire. And all heck broke loose. Her last dying wish, and rather order, command to all her forces, was to kill Raishorin, a Raishorin must die style scenario. And to make a relatively graphic and grueling series of turns later, they succeeded. Raishorin was struck down, bisected by the number of laser blasts that were put into his corpse. And for some god awful reason, the party did go back for at least the top half of his remains, which is currently on the floor of a truck that's a getaway or a getaway vehicle being driven by one of the resistance members, one of the Vermilion Blur's people that helped you set up this assassination attempt. Did I miss anything that you guys cared about in the last couple episodes that you would like to have in the recap?
No.
Seeker was voted the best interior designer in 3-Axis by
You
himself.
gave yourself the award.
That's what I said, by himself.
There's only one vote.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we need, right?
Sure.
That's right. I did it.
Likely to leave your friend behind award. Got that one too.
Oh, that hurts.
Are we gonna open up with now? Rye's gonna get that dying monologue. You know, it's just like one more thing. I hate you guys, and well.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
that's not going to work. There's not enough of him to produce sound other than
Well,
flop and
He was bisected, cut off at the waist. He's still got everything he needs to talk.
no.
Like a couple seconds, I'm sure.
So the end scene, and we'll just get right into it. The end scene was Seeker was flying away. I believe it was Seeker was flying, holding what was left. Was it Seeker or
Yep,
Miller who
It
picked
was
him
me.
up? Okay, Seeker flying away with the top half of Rai over the estate wall. You land over the wall, which everyone else had already jumped over, and you piled into a van that pulled up just in time. One of the resistance members, a generic person you guys haven't really encountered before, but you recognize from the drop off, ushered you into the van. You slid in or fell in or plopped into a pile in, depending on your current state of corporeal being. And that's where we are. You guys are now speedily driving away in the back of this van. Rai in the middle of the van, his entrails and bodily fluids leaking. His body during your exit did take several more gunshot wounds. So his face is a smoking crater. His once perfect hair singed, sizzling, and the smell of acrid hair, actually not that bad.
He had the
Do
helmet
you know
on.
how
compared to the
long he
burning
worked
flesh.
on that?
You know,
And
he
that
had
was
the-
because it was coconut
What
oil.
about the helmet?
Didn't he have the
was
helmet?
wearing?
Yeah.
Get the cage helmet.
The cage is scorched and burned. The helmet itself is still mostly intact, which probably helped contain the laser blast, honestly.
That's so we can't confirm it's actually Rye.
All right.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Well, Seeker is like trying his hardest to put all of Rye back together, and it's not quite working. He is hysterical. His circuitry is black, like just the darkest shade of black he could possibly muster, and he is just in tears, just not doing too good.
Does Rye still have the Ion stones.
I
No.
opened my
No.
eyes. I'm just kidding. I'm dead. I'm
All
so
of-
dead.
I still need to breathe.
All of Rye's gear was taken away from him when he was captured. He was still in his like casual clothes, but even his armor. Oh no, we said he kept his armor, right? He had his armor, his casual clothes, and that's it. No stones, no weapons, no equipment, no money, no nothing.
Okay.
They otherwise stripped him of his goods. Also, his clothing that he wears traditionally is in that particular garb not viable. I'm sure he has extras on the ship though.
Ooh, interesting.
Uh,
How much of
Don't know what you're
how
getting
bad
at
is his
there.
coat?
It's pretty bad. Like the entire back was shot up while he was fleeing. Yeah, I'd say really not salvageable unless you wanted to go for like the most tattered of looks. You know what? You ever
That's
play
gonna-
Soul Reaver?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know my boy Azrael and his wings?
Yep.
That's what you're looking at. Just shreds of
Azrael
fabric.
from Binding of
It's-
Isaac?
It's
That-
it's
No,
Raziel.
that barely.
It's not
Is it Raziel? My
It's
bad. I
different.
mixed up the character.
I
Sorry,
was
Raziel.
thinking kind of like Kenpachi from Bleach.
I've never seen Bleach, but I'm gonna go with it's just tatters you can hang off your shoulder if you so chose.
Remains to be determined.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Actually, that's gonna be our flag from now on. So, you know.
As you're arting it, as you're
And
putting it
That-
then
that's what
Seeker always
Seeker's
gets
thinking.
mad when somebody gets the holes wrong.
Y'all are awful quiet
Yeah,
for the dead guy you
so-
missed.
Yeah,
So Seeker's just
yeah, I was waiting for people
there.
to quiet down. We good?
yeah.
All right. So after a long silence, Miller just kind of. All right, folks. The mission, though mixed, was successful. All
From
of
the
us
front,
know.
you hear woohoo!
Shut.
Sorry.
The mission, though mixed, was successful. All of us here today, we know that being in this resistance group, we are essentially putting all of our lives on the line. That includes our dear Captain Reich Oren. He turns to Seeker and says, "Look, if it makes you feel better, I'll take the blame. This was all my fault. I should have stayed."
No, I mean,
Ship.
it's my. I
Ship.
could have just made him fly from the first place.
What I'm going to do is we're going to use his death and spin it. We're going to turn him into a martyr. This actually will help our cause even more.
While they're doing that, are his eyes open? Because if they are, I'm gonna.
I don't think he has a face.
Doesn't really have much of a face.
Oh, okay. Just make sure he's not just.
People
I'm
in
trying to
audio
use
can't see it,
some
but
vagueness,
Patrick's
just to,
face.
just to drag it on a little bit. So
Just
yeah.
to be clear, you guys did see my face
Oh yeah, it was.
in the room. Like I
Yeah.
was fully visible.
That is true.
Yeah, but
Across
Like
the
you
room.
saw my face up
We still
close.
suspect trickery.
One of you saw it up close too.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Justin
me.
did, but
Yeah,
he failed
Seeker,
some
you-
sort of
you
perception
saw-
check.
yeah, I failed a perception check at the very end. I don't
Metagame
know
is
what
a
that
sin, bro.
was.
Yep,
But-
metagame's a sin.
I know. I'm just
Oh,
no,
saying.
I'm not.
That's-
I'm not
we were
metagaming.
talking-
Also-
I'm establishing like you saw me.
Or I'm messing
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could,
This is fun for me. I'm in
Like
this
that.
I'm not playing Starfinder yet. Thanks, Paizo.
But that being said, now we have two alleged dead members of our group here. Only one of them, although, is actually dead. So again,
what about
we
Sheer
can s-
Cat?
I don't even know who that is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And she was never actually considered one of us.
She was by me,
well,
says
by
the
the,
ghost.
I was gonna say, Rye loved Sheer Cat. They were gonna get married.
I'm talking about the, the governments at large.
Regardless, I will do what I can to spin this in our favor. Mourn if you must, and if you need someone to blame, blame me.
but I blame Justin.
Miller just kind of like turns away and just kind of silently wipes one single tear.
Is it Phyllis's tier or is it your tier?
Oh, actually, I went up the left side, so that was my tier.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Without the hat, I can't really.
Yeah. Well,
Please.
Phyllis is here,
You're good.
but she's kind of like mangled, and she lost both of her eyes. I have no idea where her eyes went.
I mean, we did just go through all those grenades.
Yes.
So
All right.
It's a little unfortunate to bring it up, but we should also check for any type of tracking devices. They wouldn't have wanted to get them up in case something like this happened.
Well, you don't have to worry about checking the keister pocket.
I can check for anything wireless within a 20 foot radius or something like that.
Yeah. You're able to do a quick scan.
Is there anything?
How exact is it? Because you are getting a reading.
Oh, all right. Well, let me see how it works. Then I wasn't expecting this. I should have probably had my book out. So while I'm flipping to the
Is
page,
there anything I can do with that remote to destroy that?
I'm rolling for dead stench.
I mean, I feel like the remote might have something to do with the
17.
It
thing
doesn't
around the
sound that
neck.
bad yet, Nicholas. You got to
So,
go.
I mean, if it's the helmet, I wouldn't know. If it's the neck thing, the remote
So,
might let me know.
I don't believe the remote has anything to do with it. I'm going to leave it at that.
So it just says I can access another computer system within 20 feet.
It's not exactly a computer system.
No. All right. Well then, can I do like a wireless diagnostics on our?
I'll allow
vehicle?
you to roll engineering as you're overlooking, or medicine or engineering on this one.
Medicine?
Well, it's not visible.
Do you mean computers?
Nope.
I know exactly. He's probably talking about some type of
All right. Well, I mean,
computer chip right into his bloodstream.
I'll do 20. I'll do engineering.
I'll
Nat
assist.
20, so 42 actually.
So that's enough. You go through your encyclopedic knowledge of such tracking devices after Zero puts it in your head. And you check the key areas quickly. The jugular, where it's kept closed too often, so that way if someone was to take it out, they risk killing themselves. And then the wrists, which is where you find in his left wrist a small metal cylinder that is just emitting a faint blinking light when you finally extract it from his skin. For the medicine.
No, well, actually, can I do it? Because I look at everybody and said, "All right, guys, he is tracked," and I pull it out as quickly as possible.
Yep.
And like this here would have killed us. I just got tossed out the window. And then I dropped something.
Hopefully not that.
Oh, that was just the bomb that you threw out.
Or the knife he just put in his pocket and missed. All right.
Hey, Patrick, does Rye have any sort of like, I don't know, medals or like pins or anything on his jacket usually?
Decorative only.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what he wants.
That's what I'm looking for.
He had a flower that was pinned into a pocket on his chest where some would fit like a pocket square. He had a flower pinned there.
The word he's looking for is boutonniere.
Oh, I was thinking lapel.
Well, lapel is what it would go on, but I don't think it was actually on his lapel. I think it was more on his chest.
Yeah, it was on the chest.
Seeker takes it and puts it on his own jacket.
I think that's actually in one of the art things that we have. There's the
Probably.
original.
Don't recall. But yeah, Seeker, you are able to pull yet another memento. You are wearing Saltazar's coat still?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
no.
With
I'm
the
in.
fuzzy cuffs.
I
because
can't.
we're
I
all in
can't put it on
disguises,
yet
right?
because I don't have our. Yeah, we're in disguises.
You
so.
guys are all still disguised. Most
take
of
it
you, except for
for
Miller,
later.
in butler gear.
Did fuzzy cuffs come with the disguise?
I mean, I don't have a way to take them off, so probably.
I mean, I'm sure me
I'll-
or Miller could take them off.
He was able to hide them enough. They're mostly a non-issue. I keep forgetting about them, but I'm not worried about the fuzzy cuffs.
Yeah, I take it for
he does-
later. I'll put it on my coat when I get back home.
Okay, that's fair.
And
Anything
I
else
also
you do?
take his coat.
Actually, well, the tattered coat.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care how
Um,
bad it is.
As
I
as
look
you
at
guys
Dren.
are
You're not
kind of
getting it.
having a small moment of silence, the resistance member from the front says, "I'm just heading back to where your ship is docked. Did you want me to go anywhere else, guys?"
I mean, what do we do with? What
I
do-
just
Did we have plans to take the resistance with us?
What?
The people from the planet, weren't we going to be, or didn't we set up? Did we either set up for them to be taken off planet, or were
Oh,
we taking them off
yeah.
planet?
Vermilion Blur was handling all of that. He was taking all of the troops through their own transports they've been collecting, and they were all going to rendezvous in the Diaspora with you. You were to meet them there.
Okay, so then, yeah, the ship, as far as you is concerned, is where we should go.
What do we do with Rye? Do we bury him here? Or do we bring him with us, or what?
We should send him off the captain's way.
I don't know what that is.
Probably we should do something more than that, as he is still the face of the resistance.
we'll
Patrick.
we'll give him a proper send off. We'll ship him off into space or something like
Exactly.
that. We will give him
That's how
a
the
proper
pirates do it.
send off, but we'll do that when the time's right.
Pat's probably gonna be a little pissed though, because this is probably the nicest we've ever been to Rye.
Yeah, you crying over there?
No, I'm laughing because I did the Rye command and I didn't think it actually changed. Right, he did.
No, the worst.
First, it's
the worst
Patrick.
is
His character.
I missed everything you guys just discussed. I was laughing at that.
Oh god. The worst. It's Patrick.
Something
His
about
character
the
is
captain's
dead.
way.
Even
Oh,
best
gosh.
not Rye hasn't changed, but it still fits.
Whew.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for anyone who isn't on YouTube, I guess, on this, because we don't really edit our YouTube that much. Just put another command in, ! Dead, and Nightbot tells us it's Rye. Oh, I didn't do a sad one, mostly because I don't quote Trump in our. All right, so the idea was you're planning on figuring out what you're doing with Rye's body. I will say that for the most part, this conversation can probably take place on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The resistance member explains, all right, as we're en route, I just want to let you know, we have, let's see, how do I say this? We tried to stop them from taking Rye. We were able to intercept the truck while it was leaving their estate. So we do have all of Rye's material possessions. We already brought them, or they were heading on the way to the Indecision. Sorry. You call it the Spirit of Shirket now?
No, the indecision's fine.
It's probably gonna be the Spirit of Reichorin, huh? No, sorry, I'm getting off track. Sorry. His worldly goods are on the way. The
wait! I've got it.
How much can we get it for?
The spirit of indecision.
Okay.
I like that.
That's not super relevant to my discussion right now, guys. Come on.
You were talking about the ship.
How much is Rye's crap?
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna keep going. You remember my boss, right? The Vermilion Blur.
Vaguely, yeah.
So it turns out, and I'm getting reports now on my data pad. They're encrypted, so it's a little hard for me to read and drive and listen to you guys.
Move over and read it.
I'm not going to do that. I don't really want anyone to catch up to us. We have people running interference right now, but that's what I was trying to say. Turns out Oda Shen had some sort of safety device, a death trigger or something. And as soon as she died, an alert went out system wide. So right now we're going to get you the indecision. We want you guys, sorry, Spirit of Shirket, want you to take off as soon as possible. And the Vermilion Blur is going to be running defense or distraction. He's going to try and draw all of the heat away to give you guys a window. So regrettably, he's not able to see you in your time of need. But he hopes to reconnoiter in the Diaspora, where the rest of the forces are mostly converging.
Cool.
Any issues there? I can't send much of a message back right now, but when I drop you off, I might be able to send an encrypted message. Is there anything you want me to say?
Yes. We might have some people that we might be able to recruit.
Oh, all right. Yeah, he I overheard him talking about that while we were still back at base. Yeah, if you have names and contact info and you want to jot it down, or even message my data pad, I can take it from you.
Even better, and give them like some sort of encrypted access to that SPIP that I dropped off on that lady. Hold on. The Riforian lady, Callan Caldera.
Did the pips have a range? Do we ever decide on one?
So they're made out of a personal comm unit.
So whatever the range of a personal comm unit is?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. That's still good knowledge. They might have agents they can set up close to the estate or something, so or wherever she lives or something. That's fine. Right.
Then there were also the native nobles of the planet.
And the Riforians.
She was actually technically both. She was a Riforian and one of the nobles, and she was at that table that you're talking about, Zero. So that's all enrolled in that one. That's good intel. So that's intel on this particular planet, and then you did have some contact names potentially. All right, yeah. Anything else for this guy before you guys arrive at the Spirit of Sheerkat?
I'm good.
Not from me.
Does he have any way for us to transport Rye's body throughout the place without it, causing him, panic or grabbing too much attention?
I don't know. Don't you guys have magic or something?
I could turn it invisible.
Okay.
I wish I did it.
We're gonna lose the body. Oh my god.
It disappeared.
I could also make it fly.
I don't
enough
think
now.
you can actually do
A
that.
little late.
right.
I think it's
I
actually.
mean, it only goes visible again if it attacks, right?
No, I'm thinking about the magic suppressing collar.
Oh, that's
Justin,
still on. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Justin, just for
We could
your
break it off.
information, the personal comm unit is planetary wide.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Then don't have to worry about that. Nice. For the caller, you guys, with Miller's engineering check, he pops it off. You guys never had access to it. That's why you didn't get it off before. That's all. It's a simple thing to take off with Miller's 40. So I'm very
42.
comfortable that Miller
It's
looks
the
at it.
answer.
All right.
Sorry?
It's the
It was
answer. 42.
All right, my bad. So you're able to pop it off. He gets the helmet off. There's not much left of Rye up there, or down there. You mostly just have a torso with arms.
And Muss's head, anyways.
So as he gets that collar off, I actually I pull out the control unit and pair it with the collar and hand it to Miller for
Cool.
future use.
Yep, that works.
Sweet.
So that was it the collar that also had the magic dampening runes?
Yes.
Nice. That might be useful later.
Nice.
Definitely add that to your inventory, Miller.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are able to get that. You are able to magic him invisible. You
I'll
are able
carry
to
him.
get to the indecision without too much trouble. I think it was on a different continent from when we had it, but I'm gonna say that you guys had probably set up a getaway plan where Rex flew it over. He picked up Sobernaut. God, all these name changes. Sobernaut and Stevenson, who were out on a mission for, I believe, Rye.
I thought it was Seeker.
It was Rye or Miller, but I think it was Rye. And they meet you at a out-of-the-way spaceport that is at least resistance friendly. Using a little bit of invisibility and misdirection, you guys are able to exit the van. The resistance member like gives you like a salute or whatever you guys want to use for your gesture. And he says, "Hopefully, I'll be seeing you at the Diaspora." And he takes off. You guys are now aboard the Indecision. You have Rye's body. You have successfully assassinated Oda Shen, 1/3 of the Triumvirate. And you've got instructions to get off planet as soon as possible. What do you guys do next?
Punch it.
Punch it?
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
First, can we actually check to see what their defenses are? Do they have a blockade on the planet? Stuff like that.
Sure, I'll have you guys all start assuming your stations, but as you do, as you're coming aboard, Stevenson kind of is looking at you guys as you come on the ship. He's got Terry, Terry, your young dwarf ward, and Ferences, your even younger, I think we said he was human ward, all there kind of at the cargo ramp. And they're like, oh, did you guys not collect Rye yet? I know you guys had separated.
He's dead. Let's go.
Oh.
Wait.
Let's
What?
go.
Since I'm
push.
carrying him, I kind of like give a shoulder showing that I'm carrying something.
The invisible corpse?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand, but do we need to go quickly?
Yes.
All right. He touches the comm unit on the wall. Rex, take off. Are we heading back to the Diaspora?
Yes.
Okay. Diaspora, Seeker, if you want to run up and do a whatever the check is for the science officer station.
U-turn.
If you
Sure.
remember how to do that.
Justin,
Yeah.
are you muted?
But I'm not muted.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I've just been quiet.
I saw your mouth moving. I didn't hear any sound.
Oh, well. I got a 40. Nat 20. Nat
Filler
20.
content. Wow, that's 2 nat 20s in a row. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So you notice a lot of things happening at once. Over the comms, there's a lot of air traffic control and spaceport control. It's conflicting information if it's closures or blockades or select openings. They're still trying to figure things out. You are getting reports of a sighting of an enemy squadron leaving system at speed, and there being enemy Vescarium and Triumvirate forces in pursuit. And you're able to, using the scans, you're able to ascertain a way out where you'll have minimum oversight. You'll definitely be violating some air control laws, and you will be marked for that. But you kind of judge that this isn't really going to be a planet you visit anytime soon. You have no other business on Triaxis, so it's pretty safe to leave, even though you're getting a mark on this particular planet. Any issues with taking off? Anything you guys need to do before you leave?
Nope.
Awesome.
Seeker, as soon as we're like out of range of whatever, Seeker goes right down to the storeroom and starts making a little like coffin for Rye. Maybe going through his stuff in his room and putting things on it and painting it and doing all.
We have like a table
stuff.
or like med bay type area.
You do.
Okay, because I'm gonna put his body down on that, so I'm not just carrying it the whole time.
All right, yeah, all right. So as you do that, and as you guys peel out of the system, and I'll say you even enter the drift. You need to travel the drift. It's a short-ish trip because it's in system, but it will take, I think it's a D4 number of days. Oof. It's going to take you 4 days based on current navigational charts in the drift, which is Starfinder's version of hyperspace, to get back to the Diaspora. So you have some time.
Do we have Mister? Is he on board still?
Who? Oh, Mister. Yeah. Mister. Jason Boremi, or Boremi Jason. That's what family name was. Jason Boremi Jason, also known as Mister, is still aboard and held captive. I believe you sequestered him in a room. I do not recall which.
I think it was the same one we originally blocked the goblins in, or did we create a place in the hold? Or
you know what? I have the
cargo
brig on
hold.
the map. I'll move you guys over.
I thought it was still we had him in the lower deck. I don't think we moved him to an actual room.
So we must have created something in the cargo bay.
You did create something in the cargo bay at one point. We'll say he's still there. That's fine. He's in the cargo bay, so you do have access to Mister. But as you guys enter the drift, you do get an all-ship comm from Stevenson. He sounds verklempt. He's his throat his words are a little throaty. You can almost hear the tears in his eyes. He was, after all, Rye's biggest fan. And he says, hey guys, I know you're all probably going through some stuff right now, but did somebody actually already cross Rye's room out, you sick
Yep,
bastard?
I did. I did.
That's
That's a
awful.
weird thing to say.
Sir,
Listen, I know it's crossed out in red. In Trent's room is written in red, but it wasn't me, I swear. Somebody
Alright,
framed
I'll,
me.
I'm coming back to it. Wow, that took me out of it. Jeepers. He says, Rye had me working on a message for you guys, like a whole project in case he died, and I'd really like everyone to gather in the common room, please.
Is Pat playing Rex?
Absolutely, that sounds like a great idea.
Which thing? The Pat playing Rex or the meeting in the common room?
The common room. But also, that would be pretty great.
Does anyone not go to the common room?
I go.
Yeah, no, I go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys all gather, you have the party as labeled. We have Stevathan. I think we're going with Stevathan, right? Stevathan, who has taken over your science position. Rex, who is your ship robot. He came with the ship and he has taken over role of pilot. You have Terry, who is a street thug who you guys use now for gathering info when you land on planet. And you have Forenses, who is functionally useless and does one day hope to die violently.
And Sabernaut.
Oh, and Sabernaut, who is your replacement mechanic, potentially King of Goblins, and he is a little dressed up for this one. He's wearing his apron and nothing else. And as they're all gather, Severthan just says, and he's a pale humanoid from the planet Revel that you guys encountered. He's just human and really pale and kind of a junk rat. And he says, I don't really know what to say, so I'm just going to, hey, Rex, I need you to roll tape. Rex swivels its head, which is like the C-3PO kind of emotionless mock-up, turns over and says, what tape? you know, the one with Rye. Who? Rye, captain of the ship. Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, God. He just comes over as Steven manually pushes a couple buttons into Rex's data jack. And R2-D2 Princess Leia style, a small miniature holographic version of Raish Orin appears. Or is it Raish Orin? Sorry, Raish Orin. Let me get it right.
Rice oven.
Raish Orin appears, and there's like some like marquee text above it that just says the last will and testament of Raish Orin.
Is it dated?
No.
So, if you're watching this, then you are truly and deeply saddened, for you've had the opportunity to know me, and now you know the pain of my permanent absence. Yes, if you are watching this, then I am well and truly deceased. No doubt, some act of bravado, saving my crew, or some other such and such. Have they optioned a movie about my escapades yet? All right, I guess you can't answer, and I won't know. I'll just assume it's underway. It's gonna be great, I'm sure. Well, I don't know who's gonna play me.
Hold on, can we fast forward this?
Gigavolt. You just
thinking
see
of
the,
special effects right
the error
now.
pop up. This feature is not available. Though I don't know who'll play me. Gig of a lifetime. Anyway, I want to use this opportunity to get some things off of my chest. Things that I wouldn't discuss in my lifetime. My origin story abbreviated.
Wow, we're finally going to find out. Sorry, that was out of character.
Not to be shared with the outside world. Seeker. Cover
That's right.
Dren's ears. Good?
I got it, right.
okay.
I did it. I'm doing the thing.
Should
Can
I?
we
Should
kick
I?
him out of the room?
No, Nick. No, you're
Okay.
fine. Good. Okay. So I come from Castrovel. That is true. So my stories of being from a dangerous planet are factual. I might have taken some creative liberties with just how much exposure I had to those environs, but the truth is that when I was young, I was sold into a form of slavery or indentured servitude. At least that's what my former trainers said. They were band of traveling performers and con folk. They kept me around due to my natural talents, which you might have witnessed many times. Can't blame them for recognizing talent, I guess, right? Well, in short, I grew too much for them to handle. I was too successful and I'd built too much name recognition. They basically ousted me from the club to avoid the bad PR, and I went on my own. Had a couple of agents, but never a family. I enrolled in school, but with you all to research a role I wanted. I never intended on finishing my matriculation before the events went down. Next thing I know, we're sneaking into places, saving lives, disrupting local theocracies, and ruining some terrible daytime television. I've never truly known my parents. Not sure if Rayshoran is even my real name. Might be Rayesh, but that could be a lie too. I know no one has ever successfully tracked me down, so I'm not sure if my parents ever tried. So that's it. Born on a dangerous planet, sold to slavery, then immediately a terrorist. An interesting, albeit short life. The reason I'm telling you this is so that at least somebody would know me, truly know me. I figure you are the best to hold on to this knowledge. You deserve it. I know you won't think less of me. Well, maybe Dren will. You still blocking his ears, Siki?
It's not possible to think less of you, right?
Okay, good.
Mel just looks at Seek. Do you know what that? Never mind.
I don't
Continue,
think
Also, I also hoped that this would maybe sink in to your own senses of morality and explain why I've acted in certain ways when I saw slavery, oppression, or youth being taken advantage of. I never meant to be the moral center of our band, but I think that's what happened over time. And with me gone, I hope that you all in the future situations of questionable morality or when in the presence of oppression and abuse, I hope you think of me and my story and let it help you guide your process and stop Dren from selling more people. It's on you guys now. Be good. Okay, on to the good part. Who gets my stuff? Drum roll, please. First, my robes. My robes to my robe boy, Siki baby. He can appreciate them, but no alterations. They must be preserved as is. And whenever this all blows over and a museum is opened in my name, you will create the most fantastic display in a hall of greatness in my honor. You can keep 50% of the proceeds from the museum, which will keep you a wealthy man, I am sure. Further instructions for the remaining 50% later. Next, my gun and stewardship of Nat 3 or Nate will be the responsibility of Miller from now on. Miller, it is important that you recognize the benefits of keeping Nat around, or Nate. You may continue to make alterations as needed, but do not murder, disable, or otherwise nullify Nat 3, Nate.
Oh, man.
And no looking for loopholes. He's an evil son of a bitch, but he's useful beyond measure, and it's incredibly fun to shut him up. Also, you get the remaining stock of our watches, which we tried to make money on back in the day.
You still owe me money.
Hell, they're probably
you still owe me money.
Hell, they're probably
you still owe me money.
To zero, I leave you my practice materials, books, videos on various acting methods. Use them to be less off-putting. There's a great chapter in one of the books on making smiles look authentic. It could also help you with infiltration if stealth is ever not an option. Worked for me. Dren. I mean, you kind of sold me into slavery.
Did do that.
Again. And I haven't known you for a long time. So, wait. If I'm not actually leaving him anything, I don't know why I have to include them in this video. Hey, Rex, can you cut this out in post?
Sure won't.
Awesome. All remaining items of value, my streaming revenue, all current credits in my name, all future profits off of my name and likeness will be bequeathed in perpetuity to Brawl and his family. This will include the remaining 50% of the aforementioned Hall of Greatness. They are good people, mostly, and deserve a comfortable life. Lord knows Brawl could use the help. He can't provide it. I'm kidding. Kinda. Miss you, buddy. Kinda. Oh, right. Also, his sister is in charge of the money, not Brawl. Almost forgot
Good
to include
choice.
that.
Good choice.
That
Oh,
dolt
probably
would
good.
lose it or punch it to make change or something. I don't know.
You'd probably
Not bright.
punch it. You'd definitely punch it.
Not bright,
And
that
then he-
one. But,
Then
well,
you'd probably
maybe.
break the computer.
Well, that's all I have. So good luck, everybody. You'll miss me.
I
And
already do.
it ends the scene.
The little holographic image of Rye fades, and Rex says, "Glad that's out. Woof, tastes bad."
I do want to say this is what we made on session 0. Aspect. I don't know if you guys could read that.
Nope.
Rye
Rye owes-
Owes me a lot of money.
Ryan never said who gets his chair. His captain's chair. Who's
That's
gonna be
Sabinat.
captain?
That's Sabinat.
I think-
Okay, true story. I meant to edit this as we were preparing, and then it was my turn to go, and I forgot to include that. I was giving that to Siki with the express instructions to keep it away from Saber or not.
But I mean, more than just the chair. Who's gonna be captain?
I just stand up tall, kind of stretch out the coat a
I
little
think
bit.
you ask
Miller
me-
probably makes the most sense.
I
And you
would
get
agree
interrupted
with Zero.
by
Rex actually starts gagging a little bit. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. There's a side 2. Starts tweaking a little bit, and it says, "Activating rice
Oh,
oven
no, hold on.
protocol." What?
I was supposed to say a thing.
You're supposed to say a thing? Say your thing.
Yeah. So video comes back on. Oh, come on. You didn't think I'd leave you with just that. I know you're going to miss me so much, and you're really screwed without me, and I'm not exactly replaceable. So on
He
top
did
of
an
my
end credits
will and
cameo.
testament, I worked out one more thing.
Oh, I didn't read that far. I quit. I got bored of your writing.
He did an
Rex
end
is-
credit scene.
and triggers and says audibly, and the last time you'll hear Rex's voice for a significant amount of time, I think, initiating rice oven protocol. He has a small physical change. You've seen this once before, or maybe he talked about it. I don't remember how it was, but normally he rests on double layered treads.
Mm-hmm.
As this shaking in this protocol initiates, he actually raises where the treads kind of rotate in opposite directions, so he actually becomes a bipedal figure standing 6 feet tall, still clamp arms, got some weird spindly legs going on, and the C-3PO face, but he has now hit like the medium character size at 6 feet and all that fun stuff, or well, probably before that anyways. And his eyes change colors a little bit. They kind of get a faint glow, and his voice is no longer his voice, but a perfect imitation of Rise.
Hey, everybody.
You didn't.
Didn't what?
You're back.
Who's back?
I mean, you, Rye, right? Is that
No.
no?
No, if I'm here, that means Rad's dead.
Yeah, but you're back.
No. Not so much back. I'm kind of like a copy. Not as good, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Can you fire a gun?
Oh boy, can I.
Good.
Stevenson puts a finger up. Hold on. Sobernaut, go get the
I
thing.
just take these clamps and pew pew. No, I can't.
Stevenson
Pew.
runs over with a screwdriver, basically pops off the little peg arms, and Sobernaut comes out with these. They're made of spare parts, but they're surprisingly muscular looking metallic arms that they
Is that a
affix
toaster?
onto each side of Rex. I actually don't know what Patrick's going to call this particular form, but now Rex's arms have been replaced with a hodgepodge of pieces that again look like statuesque arms made out of metal that are now fully functional.
So they
Digits and
detached at the
everything.
shoulders, not like the wrist.
At the shoulders, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like he can flex if he needs to.
Oh.
So yes,
doesn't
I
look
can.
quite as
Pew
good.
pew.
In fact, they almost look like they might be modeled after Brawl's arms a little bit.
I'm
if
okay
they were
with it.
human and masculine and
Oh. I'm
All
50
right.
50.
So, explain.
Oh yeah, not a problem. So Rye knew that you guys would miss him terribly. I totally get it. He's a great guy, totally awesome guy. And so he worked with Stevathan or Stevathan rather,
Stevathan.
and put this program inside of Rex. Totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. Cool with it. And still some kinks.
For the love of Oros, what is going on here?
Oh, this is the Rye. This is Rye's like in case I die plan.
So
It's kind of like I'm still here, except I'm not actually him.
You're not
Cool.
all there.
Well, I'm mostly there. I'm not gonna be.
So
a
it's
great
not like he
actor.
pulled a Nate then.
Steven puts a finger up. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. This is super important. Terry, go get the thing. Terry runs off and comes back with
Oh, great! I hate this thing.
the most horrific. It's accurate, but it's lifeless. It is a prosthetic mask that perfectly mimics Rye's face.
Oh God.
However, because Rex's face doesn't have moving parts, it is motionless when he speaks. It is quite horrific, and he just shoves it onto the C-3PO-like head. Now,
Neither Rex's underlying programming nor this new one really likes this mask.
I don't either.
Rye mask.
Family
Why?
friendly, guys.
why, for the love of all that is holy, why did you not consult me about this? This is just blasphemy.
Because he knew that you'd say no. And
Mm,
also, I
I
don't
can
owe
make
you
it
any
back.
money.
oh, I am going to program you so hard.
Is that a come on? And can you not?
I hit the button that stops this.
So
Not gonna happen, buddy.
you get another error that comes up, and Stevenson says, "Yeah, Rye kind of knew you would do that too. When Rye Rex mode is active, he's actually not. You're not able to edit him anymore. I'm sorry. That was one of his like defining mechanisms."
Did you
Hi.
program that?
Let me introduce myself. I am Rise Eternal Experiment. You can call me Rex.
Pretty sure that was off the cuff. So bravo.
Thanks, I hate
That's
it.
pretty good.
It
yeah.
was.
Thanks, I hate it.
But Rex can't leave the ship.
Yeah, but Rex can.
Wow, it's like
Do you
you
have like any of his memories or anything like that?
Only those that he wanted to share. I remember lots of applause.
All right. First thing on the docket. Fix his goddamn face.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
Again, unmoving. It is just. It looks like a blow up doll's face. It's
I imagine Dwight from The Office with the
Yes.
popular screen cap of him having the CPR doll's face on him.
not
You
quite as bad
guys-
as that, but it's close enough.
Anybody seen the recent season of It's Always Sunny? Hopefully
Yes.
not.
Not yet. Close.
Okay. All right. I'm just thinking of the very first episode, Dustin.
I don't remember the very first episode, but I'll quickly Google
Oh,
because I am
yeah.
caught up.
Oh yeah. But anyways,
I could probably fix the face. I could
I'd
probably
say
put some
we leave it to
nanobots in
Miller,
there and get it moving a little
I'll
bit better.
probably offer some assistance.
yeah, I'll do that in my free
Oh, let's
time.
be fair. You can't replicate that face. It was
mean-
amazing. You can't improve on perfection either. So.
I can at least make it sync up
don't-
with your talking and emotions and everything. I have.
Why?
some-
Rex doesn't have a jaw.
Well, he will when I'm done.
You're gonna break me?
Hold on.
That's terrible.
Back to the
All
captain.
right, let's
Can somebody turn down the happy mode?
I can if you
Yeah.
want.
I don't trust you right now.
What?
Should I?
You should.
Cameron Banks. He kind of did trust you.
Do you want me to turn down your happiness? You're way too happy.
I don't know.
Especially for when your actual corpse is smoking right behind us in the med bay.
Oh, is that me?
That's you.
Do you
That's
want to see?
gross.
Oh, hold on. Let me tweak your happiness a little. What? How are you feeling?
The same as before.
I kind of like it. Let's find a happy medium.
Hey, you know what's so much easier to tell when somebody's happy or sad is if they have colors that show when they're happy or sad. That's what I do.
Meanwhile, just to be clear, you see no visible change in all of that. That's just the internal levels.
I know. We'll workshop it a touch.
So, just to be clear about the differences between Ryan and myself, Rye, amazing actor, great guy, comedian, thespian. Me, computer program meant to emulate. Won't be as good, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And as far as abilities go, I am probably more capable with a gun because I know that he had other more pertinent concerns like keeping you guys alive. He made
Just
sure
to make
that
sure,
I knew that you
this
guys.
Rex doesn't have grenades, does he?
Well, currently no, but I mean I
I
can lob them pretty good.
I can disable that if you'd like.
You can't.
Is that a bet?
Oh boy, howdy is it?
I think you'll be very interested if you ever experience whatever we're I guess Rex in combat.
Not to be confused with Rex.
Not to be confused with Rex.
So,
As long as he doesn't just run down over a hole like he did.
I'm gonna call you
was-
Rex. How about that?
what's going on with Rex then?
Oh, he's screaming. I
Um,
can hear him.
so are you
loudly.
still going to
It echoes.
fly the
Did you
ship,
know that?
or do you have Rise ability or memory of flying ships?
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Gave out a lot of zingers. I recall. But you flew the ship, right? Yes.
As recently, Rex flies the ship.
Oh,
So-
you don't want me flying the ship.
Current statistics, Rex isn't going to be useful as a combat pilot. However, I will mostly hand wave that. I will say that his body goes on autopilot when it comes to piloting and will still use 0 checks only for piloting. Everything else has its unique character sheet. For the record, not using Rye statistics. This is not a copy pasta of Rye.
So, let me get this straight. You're gonna be in the resistance with us then, huh?
I'm programmed to be, yeah.
On the front lines, huh?
Oh yeah.
So one of these.
He
I
made
pull out-
sure that I
pull
knew
out, like,
he
one of
was
the little-
incredibly brave.
I pull out one of my serums. So this doesn't work with you, does it?
What's that?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oil?
If you sustain damage, what happens?
Yeah, I fixed myself.
You can fix yourself.
Stevenson holds up another finger.
I don't fix myself.
Actually, Rye thought of that too, and we installed a healing circuit. They won't work as well, but magical healing is fine, and a quick engineering fix, and you can probably put together any parts that kind of fall off. He should
I'm
be.
kind of like an android, but better.
Well, I can make use of you, Rex. I'm
No,
gonna have fun.
I'm a free thinker. And I got
Free-
my best
free
friend Seeker to
thinkers.
defend me.
Are dangerous.
That's right.
Can you tell those two apart now? Yeah, I point at Seeker and Zero.
The android twins?
I'll take that as a no.
Holy crap, there's 2 of them.
He just looks at Zero. Where did you come from?
I'm curious actually if his vision works like regular cameras.
I'm going to say because they're not hooked up to Wi-Fi in any way, shape, or form, they work as normal eyes and are able to perceive you. If for any reason he was some reason triggered as a wireless camera, or something that reported out, I guess it's not really wired, it's hooked up somewhere else, reporting some other machine, then it would have issues seeing you. But for now, you are not pixelated. So just so you guys know, for race things, this is probably more useful for Chris who cares. Starfinder had instituted a race in one of their additional books called sentient robotic organisms.
Number
Oh, that's
two,
neat.
right? Alien Archive 2.
Was it in the archive?
I think so.
I know it wasn't in the first one because I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think it was in the second Alien Archive. I think Chris is right. It is called. I think they short it for SRO, which is what I'll use, but it is a sentient robotic organism. This one says they technically get a soul. I'm going to say more so Rise programming is acting as the soul. They do have the healing circuit, which allows for magical healing. I don't know if potions are considered magical healing. It doesn't say specifically if the healing circuit covers that, but you can use, and they do heal over time. He has some integrated equipment, which is just a data jack and a comm unit, and he is robotic, so they are immune to bleed, disease, death effects, etc. And they do not need to eat or sleep. They're not as organic as androids, as he is entirely robotic.
Should we be informed as to what class he is playing, or is that going to be all we'll find out when we find out?
It's up to Rex.
What do you mean, class?
Dren, ask in character what
What
you're
is
trying to
it
get
that
at.
you can do in combat?
Oh, you know, make
What?
people dead.
That's usually useful.
But how? Which methods do you take to make
I stop them from being alive.
That's also useful.
I mean, it is more than what the other one did.
By
That's true.
killing them. Yeah, well, I mean, he was busy saving your hind, and
That's not true.
BRB,
I mean,
you guys figure your stuff out.
maybe.
I'll be right back.
All right. Wow, that was
What
a
was
terrible
that?
noise.
That Dustin.
Woo!
do you mean what weapons do I prefer?
Sure.
I don't know yet. Haven't tried them all. But boy, do I want to.
What's
Rye
still
didn't make you feel inclined to preference anything that he thought was fancy.
I remember explosions.
Ooh, those are great. I can teach you all
Do you-
about explosions.
Do we see you equipped with some giant rocket launcher that Rye used to have?
Uh,
Or
I
a
see.
missile launcher? What was it? You know what I'm talking about, though.
yeah. I forget the
Thing you
name
got
of it.
that slayed
Yeah,
the
I know what you're
dragon.
talking about. Yeah. Hold
I want to
on.
just see that over your shoulder.
Yeah,
This thing.
oh, you know, I like bombarding things, expert level grenade knowledge, heavy fire.
I'm back.
What else? I'm trying to read my character sheet. I say that out of character.
Yeah, he might not have made that one himself, so it's all new to him.
Yeah.
What does the voice in the sky tell us? That
Oh, and the bigger the weapon, the better. Because big weapons make a lot of people dead real fast.
Well,
I
you're
do.
definitely gonna get along there, Rex.
Oh yeah, I was told that that we were gonna get along just fine. You're my other best friend.
Great.
He also said you owe him money.
Mm. No.
No, not me. You don't owe me anything. We just met. He also made clear that I don't owe you any money because we just met.
He owes me so much money. Anyways,
Can I have my Nate gun?
no.
Where is that anyway? I was just about to ask.
Wait. According to sort of yourself, you gave it to him, and I point.
Yeah,
to
but I
Miller.
need to use it. That's also in my programming.
I'll
But
make
that's
you
not
one.
what Rye said.
Yeah, but I'm kind of right now.
No, you're not.
But you're not.
but you're Rex.
You're Rex. You've already said it. You've already put yourself in that hole.
You sense danger.
Do his eyes go all red behind that creepy mask of Rye?
Yeah, you just can't see it because of the mask.
It
It's
just lights
okay.
up red through like the like latex or whatever is being used for the mask.
You know,
It's
I
okay.
thought maybe
I know this is new to you. We'll figure it out.
I thought maybe Nate might have something to do with this, considering he has, experience with such a subject of personalities going into other machines and.
Oh, I'm
such.
fully programmed with how to handle Nate.
Stevenson
this
actually
involve
does
never
chime in
connecting
again.
them?
Stevenson's looking really sheepish. He's never spoken this much in his entire life, much less to you. Actually, we had to consult Nate on some of the more tricky programming components.
I figured.
So Nate and myself.
Do you guys want a Rex task?
Oh God.
Oh, great.
Sabernaut and technically Terry, because he found out by accident, all worked on this.
Terry did this mask. I hate it.
I am actually insulted. Right.
Yes.
I mean,
Just
you could
kidding,
have
it's
asked
Rex.
me. I would have helped.
Stevenson says, I was hoping we could call him Rexy. You know, kind of like it mixes the words together. What's that
I
called?
kind of like Rikes.
Rexy poo?
Right.
Like Rexy poo?
Nope, it's Rex.
Rexy poo. All right.
Also, you weren't involved because was it hold on, out of character. Was it you who programmed Rex to be mean to Rye?
Yeah.
That was Miller.
That was
That
Miller.
was me?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was Miller. Yeah.
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 Well, we all actually, I think we all
kind
technically
of
took part.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of that.
Yeah. You weren't involved because you programmed Rex to be really mean to Rye. He found out.
Well,
He just went along with it because he loved you guys so
he
much.
deserved it, though.
He didn't. He really
Oh,
did. And
yeah.
he so did
Didn't
not.
you hide
You
money on
wouldn't
us?
know. You weren't there.
Hide money? I thought that was your domain, Zero.
No.
Didn't you keep money from the group a few times? Hide things?
The one time I think that something like that happened was more you guys did it first.
Well, he programmed me to keep an eye on you. He also said it was difficult because you go like invisible a lot. Like a lot. I'll do my best.
I do it now to show them.
Where'd you go?
So,
And then I just kind of pop up behind you.
Siki, you just weren't involved because he didn't want you to think about the prospect of him not being here anymore. You understand.
I do.
I'm gonna go prep the captain
And
send off.
Dren.
so we have a.
And he looks at
decaying
Dren, and
body.
there's just red lights behind the latex mask that you can't see.
So
We have
going
a-
back to the captain thing, I do think it should be Miller.
Nope, I'm programmed to do that.
So I think it should
Whatever.
be Miller.
You know, it's not the first time Rye wasn't quite considered the captain by us, so yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, somebody here has the most experience being a captain.
Yeah, we all just
Yeah, that
ignoring
didn't
that.
help you.
Oh, let's see. None of us here were captain, but none of us were also mutinized on, except for one of us.
It's a qualification, I swear.
Or sold the rest of the crew into slavery.
I
Yeah,
do
that's-
technically have his.
But I didn't
captaining
sell my own
experience.
crew into slavery.
No. What?
No, you got them killed.
If
No.
wait, hold on. Out of character. If we did become your crew, instantly, yes, you did.
Not at the time.
Oh, but Dren, think of it this way. You could be the wizened old mentor. That's an even better position.
Funny you
Yeah.
say that.
Oh
Who's it,
boy,
Mike?
this is going to make sending out a decaying body out into space so much easier. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
don't
say
worry,
button.
I've got a
Thinking
plan
you
and
wanna help me
everything
make
for it.
a casket that we could just friggin' launch into a star.
Oh no,
Already
that's
done.
easy. You just do this, and I hit a button.
Oh,
No, I already have it done. I've got the coffin made. I made it
Body
while I
floats
was.
by, space
you know,
behind us.
no,
The body
no.
doesn't have an ejection seat in the goddamn med bay.
No.
They don't put
Come
those
on, that
in-
would have
I
been
was already
funny.
putting
but
it
together.
would have been funny, and I was totally gonna roll with it.
Stevenson chimes in once more. All right, I'm going to leave the room after this because I'm feeling really uncomfortable and this is kind of hostile. And also looking at that mask is starting to make me nauseated. Rye wanted to be buried on Castrovel. That was his last wish. I don't know why it wasn't in the video. That seemed like a dumb thing to omit, but I guess he was just under a lot of pressure being captain and all.
I
How
really wanted to.
far underground do they usually get buried?
I
Oh,
said
like
60.
20 goddamn feet.
Oh,
Everything else
easy then.
eats
We
it.
launch it from space right in the
Yep.
casket. Easy,
Sure, it wouldn't just burn up.
at least 100 feet.
I was
And
thinking.
a crater. Great.
I mean, like, I was thinking, like, setting it off into space and then maybe blowing it up, because that's just big and loud like he is. But, I mean, that sounds cool, too.
If he actually wants to be put on Castorvale, then we'll launch him to Castorvale.
Well, I mean, I will say he didn't put it in his will, and he maybe was, I don't know, talking to himself when he said
A
that.
real captain would be, spaced out. But...
That's what I've always read about as being, the captain's exit, and I would want to honor him as a captain. So I'm kind of on board with that, honestly. Castorvale kind of sucks.
Castorvale does kind of suck.
Yeah, I've been reading up on it. It's not great.
No, it's not that great.
Can confirm. Terrible. Beautiful. Terrible.
Rex.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a hard time calling you that, but
Why?
Don't worry. It's not the same as Rex.
As you're now Rye, do you think it's cool if we do the captain's farewell?
Again, to be clear, I am not Rye. I am Rex.
Okay, but you look like him.
Get this guy.
I take off the mask.
Going to the cargo bay.
All right, yeah. If you guys want to jettison, Stevenson isn't going to fight you, and if Rex isn't going to fight you, you guys are good to do what you want.
Just tell Terry the mask didn't fit.
Terry's like, I'm right here.
Can I sleight of hand that mask?
Champ, here, take this, and I just hand him a thing. Not
I can
quite
put it back for the rest of the doll, I guess.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I hand him a thing, forgetting that Rye signed the things. Not everything's working out great. All right.
Did you just give him a pink slip?
I just gave him a random thing, like in the place of an autograph.
Okay. Thanks. All right, so you guys are
Stay
going
in school.
Are you jettisoning him in the drift and destroying the coffin? Is that the plan?
Yep. And as it's going, I'm going to make a big hologram of, like, Rye probably acting out a scene from The Gnome and I.
Sure.
Just, like, in space. It's just a giant hologram of him.
Sure. You had 4 days to prep this, so you have no problem making this work. And it's quite beautiful. It is a solemn occasion. Does anyone say anything as the coffin is slowly drifting out?
Hold on, I got this. Yeah. Any final words?
I just kind of nudged
Again, I am not Rye.
I nudged her. I'm like, this is like the most racist scene in the entire play. I just of all of the spoofing scenes he picked the racist one.
This was his favorite.
No. Oh God, those social justice warriors, man. If they were here, we'd be done. Our resistance would be through. We'd be through.
I just go, it's not half bad.
I kind of embellished. I made him act a little bit better than he did in the actual play.
Okay, point of order. Expert actor. Out of character. Respect Rye.
It's kind of hard to do that now.
You did kind of ruin the solemn moment. As the coffin does go by,
I take off my hat.
Francis reaches out a hand and says, "That'll be me one day," as the coffin kind of drifts out into space.
Unlikely. You're not nearly as handsome.
That's not what I meant.
I mean, he has a point.
And before it reaches too far, Seeker shoots out a explosive blast at it and blows it the hell up.
What are you doing?
That's
don't
how.
do that.
What? I sure
That's
can.
not the captain's way.
It was cool though.
Exactly.
Cool.
Rye would have loved that. Rye loved explosions.
It's true.
Yeah, he blew himself up like 4 times.
Rye knew that when he was around Seeker, the only way he was getting shot was if Seeker did it himself.
I thought that. Oh no, it was rather shot Brawl. Actually, it was Seeker that shot.
No,
Brawl,
it was Seeker that shot.
Rye.
Seeker shot Brawl, blamed it on Rye. Brawl punched Rye.
See, I can do jokes too, he said, as I bled from my liver.
Did he say he said?
Huh? That was out of character.
I guess now that he's in a million pieces, he's just going to be spreading out all over space as opposed to one direction.
It's kind of gross.
Kind of awesome.
Is that a spleen?
Yeah. Oh wow. Yes, it is. Look at it go.
Oh, I
that
thought
is
he
at
lost it.
least
Never mind.
1% late speed. Look at it go.
Hopefully nothing happens weird to corpses that have been exploded in the drift. That'd be unfortunate.
As somebody gets
Oh,
the
we're in the
DNA,
drift?
makes
Huh,
a clone.
weird.
There we go. Bum bum.
Well, actually, a lot of spirits and undead things come from when people die in the drift. It's a pretty common occurrence.
Does anyone know
Ooh.
how to turn off the other Rex? Because he is just gleefully laughing.
Oh no, I have no idea.
Gary.
He's laughing. Seems like a
Yeah.
cause for concern.
Remember, we can't do that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You said I can't do that.
I gotta, and I just like,
looking at like a switch on his back.
I just start beeping boops. Oh, he's dead.
Oh.
All right.
I
You
booped
guys-
one too hard.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You guys have said your farewells to Rye. You've said your hellos to Rex. You spent some time planning the funeral and have jettisoned into space. Miller, how are
Yeah.
you planning on communicating the martyrdom out?
I provide him with a bunch of Rise. Well, actually, I gave it to Miller, the computer stuff.
So the actual itemization, all of Rye's things were returned to his room, which is locked. Rex technically has access to it because Rye was positioning to put Rex as captain. I think Patrick probably covered this, but the reason why Rex's thing exists right now, his program exists, is to take care of you guys. So that's kind of where he's going from. So if you guys want to parcel out the things that he says he's going to parcel out now, that's fine. I won't fight you. That was Rye's own last will and testament. But right now, Rex does not have any other equipment other than what Rye owned. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I did not figure that. I should have thought about it, but I did not figure Miller would fight me on getting the gun back in the hands of Rex. I figured he would know that was the appropriate thing to do.
Oh no. Well, Rye said that it goes to me and nobody else. He explicitly said that.
Yep. Because if it went to me, Nate would be gone.
My gun and stewardship of Nat. Do not murder, disable, or otherwise nullify Nat.
Mhm.
No looking.
Yeah,
for
Seeker wouldn't have listened to that. Not in a
No.
heartbeat.
Mm.
Miller might.
Oh yeah, Miller's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
I again,
feels he can control.
it's probably safer for a non-robotic creature to have Nate anyways.
Right.
And you guys can
That's-
figure it out as time goes on as to how
Yeah,
that works.
because as far as Miller knows, this thing that claims to be Rye is just definitely not.
Never claimed to be Rye.
Right, it's true. Actually, just the opposite.
Very clear about that.
Yeah, just the opposite. But yeah, it's gonna take a little while before there's any sort of feelings for this
Yep.
thing.
Oh, don't worry. This is just the initial understanding of the world. I will calm down and be much more like Rye in the future.
You really gotta fix your face, buddy.
I hate this face.
Well, the mask is gone, right? You guys took it off, so now it's just the static, like C-3PO looking face.
Still, you
I
gotta
hate
fix-
this face.
Again, I can help. I mean, I'm good with this stuff.
It's
Sticky
not
baby.
difficult. These things exist. It's just
I
Rex
go to
never
Seeker.
cared.
Also, by the way, Terry, nice. I mean, nice attempt. If I didn't know you were doing art behind the scenes,
no,
I
it
could
was
totally
garbage.
help you work on your form.
Garbage.
Oh,
If only
I
it
ordered
didn't
it
make me
from an
look like I
online
was from a
shop.
horror movie.
Oh, good. Now I don't feel bad about calling it garbage. I didn't feel bad before, but it was garbage.
yeah. I don't know why its mouth was the only part that was open, but yeah. It came with like a whole body. And when they took the
Thank you.
head face and hollowed it out. That was all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for completing my Sunny reference.
I did have to look up what the episode was.
I know.
I now remember.
I'm looking forward to this episode. When we
Oh
get there.
God, yeah, it's so great.
It's season 13. You've got some time.
Yeah, you got some time.
Halfway
Um,
there.
All right. So just for some GM clear up, because then we're gonna transition for the last 40 minutes to the Diaspora, I think.
Unless we wanted to go to Mister's coordinates.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
guys
I
could also do
was-
that on the way back.
yeah.
I was also kind of thinking of that.
Yeah,
Cool.
let's do that. It
let
will
me-
also give me 2 weeks to figure out what I want to give out to the public in terms of Rise Martyrdom.
Okay, cool. We'll work on that way. That's fine. So you guys change. You have a slight alteration of course, as you remember Mister's coordinates. It only adds another day to drift travel, so that's not a particular concern. It was always on the way, so it's not a big deal. The drift just works weird. The let's see. For the again, just some of the back end stuff. Rex only has the equipment that Rye left him and whatever items Rye left him. Obviously, some of those things are no longer useful. I'll leave it up to Rex Rye to figure out how they're used. I will say specifically, Patrick, and I know you're not going to love this one. Miller takes possession of the current Nate weapon. I don't think there's any chance in hell that wouldn't come to blows. And since it was technically in his last will and testament, I think even Rex would honor it.
If that's truly the case and he has no weapons, I'd give him the Drake pistol.
Okay. For specializations, and Patrick alluded to this, heavy weapons and one rage. Yeah, so however you guys want to handle that. Patrick, for you, there is a number of there's a wealth you get based on your level and like when your character starts. Sob or not, this is sort of meta, is actually funding you. He's bankrolling you. You guys have never really talked about his situation since he became king of the goblins. Dude's loaded. Like he is straight jack full of goblin money. So he's actually bankrolling you. So what that means is off screen after this episode, take some time and go shopping. You'll be able to outfit Rex. He can take every normal equipment, I believe. I don't remember there being anything weird about SROs
So
and equipment.
SROs, I did look it up. It is in the Pact Worlds.
Oh, it was in the Pact Worlds.
Yep. So you can get all of that information. Pat, we do actually have that up on our drive.
No, don't talk about that.
Well, we bought it.
Yeah, one of shut up. Asshole. So basically you can go shopping. I don't remember how to value wealth. But you have the character sheet. Actually, everyone else has a character sheet because I put it in chat. So you have the funds for a level 9 character, whatever that ends up being, and it's just Sob or not bankrolling you. You already have your augmentations. I'm saying that those were basically recreated as crappy ones. This is mechanical, but if Rex is ever hit by a crit, one of his 3 augmentations will break. It'll be a random roll to see what snaps off. Basically, you're saving a lot of money by not making you buy them again. However, they're crappy versions of them. Mostly because I didn't want to worry about stats. Your sheet was so easy to copy and just make small adjustments that I didn't want to do the work. That's all. Righto. We'll have to figure out how Rex works with the party as we go on. That being said, back in scene, the spirit of Shirket is flying through the chaotic colors of the drift when it reverts quickly to real space. The coordinates given to you by Mister, currently stuck in your hold, currently a little sad about Rye's death, also wanting more details. Apparently, his coordinates were to what he called his secret lab. His secret lab is basically a shipping container, like a freight container from Earth that you would see on a giant boat or in every criminal movie ever where they do their drug dealings for whatever reason or transport trafficked people. I don't know. But basically it's that. It looks like corrugated metal. I think it's corrugated metal. I don't know what the words I'm using. It's a long rectangle. And when you guys dock onto it and open it up, it's the same inside. There's just a bunch of stuff. There's like a corner piled up with some really sketchy looking lab equipment. There's storage lockers, safes, etc. Just a bunch of stuff in here. For the most part, there's nothing super exciting, nothing super standout. If you guys were chemists or interested in making of drugs, then you'd be a little bit more excited. If you were looking for criminal contacts, which I guess Zero might actually take some of these things on here. There's just small things deposited, but inside it is relatively sparse. It's not furnished for living, and it wasn't something he spent a lot of time in. Miller, you were going to say?
I would be interested in grabbing anything that would be able to make drugs or poisons.
All right, sure. So you grab, I'm just going to say, in terms of what you put in your list, an assortment of beakers, burners, we'll just quote unquote
Lab
science equipment or lab equipment. And you've got a full set if you need it for some reason. You also have some recipes, but the materials are a little esoteric and not easy to ascertain.
Sure.
Seeker, as instructed, you do find in one of the cabinets, the locked cabinets in one of the walls, a number of vials. We'll call it 5 vials that are all labeled as what was the drug he gave you before?
It was Foresight.
Okay, perfect foresight or perfected foresight is what these things are labeled. Their containment unit included a lot of insulation, a small like refrigerated unit kind of pumping in there. They were kept cold and away from anything else. You can take the whole containment unit.
Okay.
0, you find another one of your suitcases. I believe this is what he promised you, correct?
Yeah, it was the third one.
It is the last one then, right?
Yeah.
It is a small black square rectangle. It looks like a suitcase in that it has a handle, but it does not open in any traditional sense. And it's a little bit thinner than your standard size briefcase. It is a matte black and looks ominous. It does have a point where you can connect it to your other 2, which you already have connected if you choose to do so. You may also do so later.
Yeah, I'll probably do it later.
Okay.
Do we
you
know
right
that
now
you
you
got
just
that?
acquire it.
Because I think we knew that. Did we
I
know
told
that
you all
there was
about
there? Okay. So so we kind of know that it's here and that you got the third one.
You guys have basically come clean with all your character secrets.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I mean, because
No.
you could probably do it.
Besides this
stealthy
new
if you wanted to.
Rex fella.
Yeah. Don't know what secrets he has.
Well, Rye never really disclosed anything like his backstory or family life or anything, so
He didn't have a family life. Did you not listen?
well, he didn't have a backstory. Never mind.
No, he always had that backstory.
Yes,
It's literally the backstory I came up with from day one.
that's true. We just never fleshed it out or revisited it or confirmed it until today.
Yep. Deal with it, sucker.
There you go, audience.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we do our planning and writing. Totally nailed it. Otherwise, in this this room, I'm gonna find a Starfinder item generator. What was it? Loot generator? I think there was one from Don John. Was it? No, we'll do this one. Let's see. Sources, all of them. That's cool. Average party level. You guys, I'm gonna put up to 9 for this. Challenge rating. He was a challenge rating. Sure, 9 for this. Random generation. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Generate. Oh, I want more than that. How do I get more items? That's only 1.
Hit it
Riveting.
1 for each member of the party and say, this is what you found.
I like that. Thank you very much. Again, you have access to this. I'm not making you guys roll search or anything like that. Perception checks. I don't give a shit about that. All right.
Random loot table. Go.
I almost killed
Have
my
us roll
campaign
for-
with a random
Have
loot
us
table.
roll initiative to see who goes first.
Perfect. That'll help with the randomization. Please roll initiative, guys. So we actually have some dice rolls in tonight.
Another nat 20.
But
Wow.
I got a 29.
Stop it.
I have to look up
I
what
got a
it
4.
is.
I'll let the nat 20 go first. 'Cause
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I got a
We're grabbing this
14.
stuff from where?
Where is this loot coming from?
Yeah, I missed part of it. I
You guys are currently in a shipping container floating randomly on its own in a completely empty void of space. And this is known as, in fact, it's spray painted on the side. Mister's Secret Lab is what it says.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I rolled a
Artistically
23 total.
All right. So who had highest initiative?
we're gonna say a nat 20 still wins because it's
All
Cool.
right.
And that was Miller.
Yeah.
Miller, you find 2,000 credits,
Okay.
1 lighter, as in legitimately a lighter, armory page 129, and dark sight goggles. I don't know how it's giving you these levels of items. That's armory page 111. I don't think you need them, but they're worth 2,100 credits to themselves. All right, next up
Dark
was then
sight goggles.
dark sight goggles. Yep.
And can you just give me those armory pages again, please?
129 for the lighter, which
Yep.
I'm guessing is just a lighter, and 111.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Next up was 0.
Yep.
3,000 credits, and
Oh,
I
screw.
don't know.
Do we, as a group, want to just agree to split all credits evenly?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep them as a tally total and then split it. That's fine.
Yeah, somebody
you
want to
also-
tell this?
Sorry, what?
I
said
think
somebody-
we're at 5,000 right
Yeah,
now.
we're at 5,000.
Hey guys, I got a apartment situation. I'm just gonna go mute for a bit. I'm sorry.
We'll just keep
He's-
track of what you get for loot.
He's making a baby.
Hey, congrats! Not
That's not why I was
proposing, are you?
clapping, but that works.
All right. You
The
also
credits.
found an Acid Lancer Melter class, which is a level 9 item, and it's in the
Ooh.
Alien Archive, page 109. I don't know what it
That's cool.
A melter class?
is. It says Acid Lancer Melter class.
It means if you get shot
It's
at, you're gonna start.
Not
melting.
on page 109.
It says AA, so
Alien
Alien
Archive.
Archive?
Alien Archive,
All
page
right.
109.
Not armory.
Yeah, Armory, Archive, sorry. Generate again. Who was number 3?
I got a 4, so
I think it was Patrick. With the
Keep
23.
track from he got crap. He got a battery.
Ooh.
yeah.
He got something called ion tape, which is in the Armory, page 99. And he got, this one's not bad. It's a level 10 item. It's called a curve blade, and it is ultra thin. And that's on the core rulebook, page 168. Next
might
up,
be willing to trade him for that because that might actually be a operative weapon.
next up, I believe, is Seeker.
Yep.
You get I don't know what this abbreviation means. It's W Boson Crystal Minor, which is core rulebook, page 189.
Sounds like it's for Solarian.
It's level 8. I think Seeker got the most value despite not getting any credits.
Nice.
And you get something called an Absorption Shield, which is Armory, page 81. And again, you also have you got the drugs as well. You got 5 vials of Perfected Foresight.
Ooh.
Man, I
that
definitely
crystal.
got gypped there.
Yes, you sure did.
No.
Wow.
Who's
Incredibly
last?
gypped.
Me.
Any
You
getting
got
credits?
one item. It is a Battle Ribbon dash Micro Edge,
Ooh, those
level
are
8
cool.
weapon, and it is in the Armory, page 12.
Yeah. Those are really cool.
You know what, Miller? Because
Yeah.
you rolled so well, and a nat 20, and this button I hit got way more stuff. You found some additional things.
Oh, cool. All right.
We'll call this the Party Collective. 2,000 credits.
Yep.
4,000 UPBs,
Ooh,
which is
yeah.
universal polymer bases used for crafting. So perfect for you.
Yeah, that's worth it.
1 textile fine. Again, is just cloth.
Yeah.
1 serum of healing Mark III,
Ooh.
and a Doshko advanced level 7. That's on the core
Oh.
rulebook, page 160.
Hey, Mike, that battle ribbon's a operative weapon.
Is it?
Yeah, 3d8.
The boson crystal I got is a
Doshko,
That would make Dustin very sad. Me doing 7d8 every round.
Doshko advanced what?
It was in the core rulebook. It's a level 7 weapon.
All right.
the boson crystal is actually a Solarian weapon.
That's what I said.
I didn't hear you because I
Nice.
wasn't listening.
Let's see. Is there anything else that I want to give you guys?
So if you want that, go for it. I don't need
Any
it.
reason why I would roll again?
What is
for
it?
you?
W boson crystal?
Yep.
No.
Does
we're good.
Mr. say anything we're missing?
Nah. Basically stuff you wouldn't be interested in. There's fetish gear. He had a lot of fetishes.
Yeah, we know.
There's nothing incriminating evidence. I think that's what you guys spend some time scouring for is like anything that like indicates bad things that the BSU or the Triumvirate's done. It sounds like everything that was involved in that Mr. either didn't keep records of or had somewhere else. You got access to the 2 things he promised, which was the drugs and Zero's last black box. Everything else is bonus. And again, you guys pretty much clean house. You actually take all his lab equipment. You end up taking a refrigeration unit. You leave a pretty barren cubicle behind. He wasn't necessarily super affluent, or at least not in this secret lab. This was mostly where he did his really toxic work and where he saved things that he didn't want anyone else getting a hold of.
And he probably wanted us to take all his stuff anyway, because now it's in the ship.
That boson crystal, was that level 8?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a minor one, so.
So
you can go ahead and take it.
How much credits did we get all together?
I think 7,000.
No, because we got another 2 at least, so we should be at least 9.
So I got 2, 4. If somebody got 3,000, that would be 7,000. Anybody else get any credits?
I didn't get any. I don't think.
Cool.
You guys all got things that were valuable and maybe not useful to your class or maybe even to your party, like that Dogeco. I don't expect any of you guys will use.
The acid lancers worth a
We knew a guy who
pretty
used
penny
one.
too.
Yeah.
Selling rate is per usual half the item, so you did get some additional credits if you guys end up needing it. But otherwise, a bunch of rando stuff.
Yeah, Dren, let me know if you want that. If not, I'm selling it when we can.
Cool.
Obviously.
You'll be able to sell. You can make sales of the diaspora.
All right. So just in terms of credits alone, each of us get 1,400.
Okay. Someone remind Patrick that he got 1,400 credits from this.
Pat, you got 1,400 credits.
Are we able to immediately sell our stuff, or should we wait?
Since I don't want you really to worry about it online, just wait till you do it in between episodes. Your equipment you got is yours. If you choose to share the credits with everyone, that's cool. But otherwise, again, whatever you sell is yours to sell.
Alrighty.
Because some people got more useful equipment than you did, and they won't be selling it. If that helps.
Yeah, my the later in the dark side goggles are bullshit.
Yeah, you got a really bad roll. I didn't like this one. I like Don John does better. I guess I didn't have Starfinder up, or either it didn't show up in my quick search, because that usually spits out like as many items as I want to set, and I would have set at least, I don't know, 6 items per person just to see what came up. But
Mike, did you want that battle ribbon?
I could trade it with the acid lancer, I guess. It's a 3d4 area weapon of acid.
Is it a heavy weapon by any chance?
The thing I'm looking at doesn't say.
Wow. That's weird.
Actually, in the description, it can be made into heavy weapons known as acid lancer. So yeah, I guess it is a heavy weapon.
Might be something useful if you guys wanted to pitch it that way to your new robot friend Rex.
What did he get? It was some ultra thin blade or something like that.
Yeah, he got one of those cool ribbons. They're an exotic weapon.
I got that.
Oh, you did.
Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. We have no water.
Who needs water?
The neighborhood.
I mean, Rye doesn't need water, mostly because of the stone, but never mind. Rye ended up getting it was like the curved blade.
I've already every time I hit that button, it went away. So if no one wrote it down,
yeah, he got the curved blade.
Curved blade, ultra thin, I think it was.
Yeah.
But I don't know what book it was in.
I will look in the armory. Man, if only somebody clipped that video.
I mean, you can find it. I have it. I don't know what core rulebook page 187. It is a level 10 weapon.
3d10. Wow.
Yeah, 3d10 with a bleed. It's analog, not that matters much.
And it's worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, it's worth a decent amount. Well, no, decent amount. 18,000.
That's great.
I might cut a lot of this.
That's all right. I don't want to go to anything else that would be useful for having Patrick. So
are we ending early?
No, I think we can just do some other cleanup. As you guys board back onto the ship, I'll say that Rex goes off to kind of access captainy things and try and get used to his formatting. You do get a message, specifically, who would this go to? Honestly, it'd probably go to Rye. Let's see. reroute. I'll say Stevathan probably picks it up because he usually hangs out at the science officer station, which is also our comm station, and he forwards it to Seeker, who is his mentor. He's not comfortable with Rex anymore at all. And he says, "Hey Seeker, I got this over the comm. It was a message left for anytime we entered the drift. It looks like it looks like it was kind of widespread, like they didn't know where we were, but I did manage to pick it up, and it did call us out by name. You might want to take a look at this.
Ah, good job, Stevathan.
You got it.
Put it on the screen.
All right. The video comes up, and it is basically a living skull. You're not surprised by this, as Eoxians are not super uncommon, and you've had a couple of run-ins with their ilk, especially your boy Saltazar. This is not Saltazar. This is I forget his full name. It's Gurguritz. It's the Eoxian member of the Triumvirate. He was the one who was basically in charge of Eox when you guys were a part of the Most Dangerous Game show. He was Saltazar's boss. You recognize him because he's always been kind of a prolific figure in the Pact worlds. Mostly because he used to be the leader of the Bone Fleet, which was kind of a disenfranchised armada of Eoxians that didn't get along with the Eox proper folk. Obviously, he was a part of the Triumvirate takeover, and his deal was he got access to Eox as his own personal planet. And he has been their media director. He
Doing a
pops
great
up, and it
job.
is a static message because he didn't have any way to contact you, and it simply says, Pact Breakers, or whatever you're calling yourself these days. You know me. I won't disclose more than that over this open channel, though my visage is known to some. I'm putting this message out into the void in an effort to make a deal. You have had some interactions with an underling of mine, Saltazar. The camera pans that's recording him, and it shows that Saltazar is bound, gagged, and attached to a wall in a dungeon-like setting behind Gurguritz.
What the hell did I miss? I was gone for 5 minutes.
This is canonical what Rex says when he leaves Rye's room. There's a video being played over the screen in the Spirit of Shirket. I am contacting you now after the recent passing of my somewhat ally, Oda Shen. I think it's clear to all of us now what your intent is and the lengths you're willing to go through to get it. Even if Gerson is going on and lauding that they're responsible for the death of your captain, the late Mr. Oren. I think this is in poor taste, and I honestly think he's playing with fire. I would like to arrange a meet in some way so that we might strike an accord. Maybe you know more about me, maybe you do not, but I only entered this triumvirate as a matter of convenience. The Bone Fleet was useful to Gerson. It would be more useful with your little rebellion. Just a thought. I'm not exactly opposed to smelling. He points at his gaping nose hole. Smelling where the winds are coming from. I'm not really used to your organic sayings. Interpret that how you will.
I turn to Stevenson. What is he talking about?
In summation, so that I can get off of this message and get out of this dreaded airspace, I simply want to say, sorry about your captain. Let's make a deal so that there's less death on your end, and maybe some more on the Triumvirate's end. You can contact me in a number of ways, but I'm to understand that you have been seen traveling in and out of the diaspora, or at least that's what the rumors have it. There is a particular casino I am aware of in the diaspora.
On the turn.
What was that?
On the turn.
He does on the other shoulders it pans. There's like a flyer for on the turn.
Neon sign.
Yeah, a neon sign, a casino that you guys have heard and encountered before. Actually, the B team has encountered before.
But Miller knows it because it's owned by Sal, his brother.
Was Sal his brother? Was that who owned it?
Yep. Right. So it's Sal Turn is his full name. His brother is like Cisco Turn or something like that.
How many Sals did you add to my goddamn game?
No, Sal. Sal's full name is Salsco.
Oh, okay, but it's Sal's brother owns it. Okay, I got you. All right, I'm on the same page. So it's the same Sal, just his brother. Perfect. Yep. If it behooves you, I'll be staying there for the next, foreseeable future. I'm not very popular on Eox right now, which maybe you've heard about that too. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Farewell. And with that, the skeletal features of Gurguret's, again, I can't remember his last name. I don't remember why I keep making them so difficult. Gurguret's fades and replaces just blank screen. Stevenson looking a little confused and a little alarmed because he definitely remembers the last time he was at that casino. For our viewers, you can see that in the B Team episodes, which are on YouTube. I don't think we ever did those make it to the audio.
They did not make it to audio. So audio people, just check it out on YouTube.
All right.
So yeah, just listen to it. It's on the turn. Turn spelled T-I-R-N. It's owned by Flisco Turn, Salsco's brother.
This is Miller repeating encyclopedic like.
Yeah, that was all in character. This is still in character.
Yeah. Wow, Eoxians really like to make deals, don't they? Especially when they're like in bad situations.
Or at the expense of somebody else.
It does.
It makes sense because, they're terrified of death.
But they are dead, so.
They're terrified of permanent death.
They're dead adjacent.
Dead adjacent.
Adjacent.
So do we take him up on this offer? What do you guys think?
Could be a trap.
Could be.
Everything should be carefully considered, and I say we discuss it with the other leaders of the. Yes.
Probably reach out to the Vermilion Blur and let him know.
Let's ask Mister about it too. Maybe he knows a little bit more about
Gurguret.
Yeah, Gurguret's.
Did I hear correctly that he was in charge of? Insert the name of that guy.
Saltazar.
Thank you.
Yeah, Saltazar was also bound and attached to the wall behind him. Yes, correct.
So would he also then be responsible for the awful television show where many slaves were killed?
He was kind of like the overseer more so than anything else, but yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, he has to die. Yeah.
But he also has an enormous fleet behind him.
As he's willing to help?
Sure, we can take it.
Not sure that's how that works.
Oh, but he has to die.
Well, I mean, I'm basically on par with them already. I mean, I've died once.
I mean, considering we couldn't even kill Saltazar, it might be a little bit hard because, I mean, we need his phylactery and everything, or whatever it's called.
Zolan Gurguret's. I found it.
Okay.
Zolan's his first name.
We don't have his phylactery, and that's the only real way that we can kill him, so, might actually be easier to take him up on that offer.
Wait, I thought you had his phylactery.
We have Saltazar's. We don't have...
Oh, okay, yes, you have Saltazar's phylactery. I'm sorry, you're talking about Zolan's.
And I would imagine this is probably a lot harder to find than Saltazar's was.
The galaxy is pretty big. Space is big, very big.
Sounds kind of like you guys are giving up.
Oh, absolutely not.
Huh.
My motive has always been to Gerson.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He's-
go ahead.
I mean, I apologize for what happened to you guys down on the game show there. It's not actually kind of fun, but I
It
mean,
was a little bit.
Oh well, I wasn't affected. I wasn't. I was only a few O's and zeros in my programmer's eye.
Well,
But
the
I
way
was
I look
programmed
at
to
it-
hate immensely.
Oh boy. The way I look at it is basically the main reason why we have to kill them all is because they probably won't join us, right? And they won't surrender, they won't give up. And if he's going to give up, not give up, but going to join us, that's one way around it.
I think we can use him to take down the BSU.
And then
That's
kill
what I'm
him.
for.
yeah,
We'll see what
why
happens.
not? Re-kill him.
As
Doesn't
long
matter
as
to
he
me.
dies.
Yeah, sure.
Eventually, death comes for
we
everybody.
can.
Soon.
I mean,
We can
technically, I already did.
restructure- We could restructure the entire planet. I mean, that whole game show sounds kind of messed up anyway.
Also, I'm programmed to believe that Salt's supposed to die in a terrible, horrible fashion.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
But as far as I know, we get as much help to take down Gerson. That's probably the more meat and potatoes of this whole operation. Once he comes down, I think we can do our own restructuring.
I would have to agree with that.
Besides, it has been a while since I've met my good buddy Flisco.
Who?
Flisco Turn. He owns a casino on the turn.
I don't know him.
But
I've been there once or twice. Good place.
yeah, especially if you like getting cheated out of your money. It's all right. I know the owners.
Oh, Dren does. I mean, he got cheated out of a lot of money, I'm sure, when he sold us.
I sure did. He's not wrong.
Sounds like a running trend. So man, we gotta make our way to the Diaspora anyway, right?
Yep.
Sobernaut strolls past you guys, cracks all his knuckles. It's really disgusting sounding. I only got
Ooh.
one. Ouch.
Good one.
And he says, "You guys can stay in my room."
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a room
Sobernaut.
on the casino?
Yes.
Thank you, Sobernaut. When you did
Man.
tell me, yeah. King
Your
of the
ship
Goblins and
goblin
all.
has a room in the casino.
King of the Goblins and all.
impressive.
I am actually looking forward to it.
Cool.
I was programmed to keep that one off of a specific chair.
That chair is no longer existent.
What?
But we blew up that chair with rye. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, Sobernaut,
You're a
would you like to
terrible
show us the
liar.
way? Would you like to show us the way? Am I a terrible liar? Oh yeah, I'm a terrible liar.
All right, I'm covered. I know it's 7 minutes early, but I don't want to progress to the next
Mhm.
scene, which will be the
Sure.
Diaspora, because there's going to be a lot of fallout with Rye being dead. They don't know that yet. That's being broadcast, but as far as the pirates are concerned, it's all lies. You guys have been missing most of the broadcast because drift communication is something that was introduced by the triumvirate, not something that they're using for this particular setup. This is mostly propaganda against the Pact Worlds. So we'll wrap up here for this week. Next week, Chris is going to try and redeem himself if Friday goes well. If not, I will stream something. I'm not super feeling XCOM 2 right now, but they did just recently release the US client for Gundam Battle Operation 2 on PlayStation 4. Maybe we'll stream some of that or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So we'll be doing something next week in the off week, and when we return, it'll be ramping up. we've finished part 1 of the versus the Triumvirate arc. We're going to be jumping right into part 2, where we deal with Zolan Gurguretz, the second member of the Triumvirate. The last one, and probably the last one they end up dealing with, will be it's Derlith Gerson. And he is the leader. He is the Kasathan that is mostly behind all of these plots. And he has more than once called for all of the party's heads. And as we close tonight, we'll see how next week goes. Until then, just remember, folks, never split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rex.
Patrick. And
Rex
Rex.
hasn't, and you guys
Bye.
split with I.
That's true.
All right, we're going to move over to
No,
the after
we-
party now,
Right.
where we can start talking shop or talking crap. I don't care.